Dear human, dear soul, I welcome you to my podcast series, Conversations with the Universe. Since a near-death experience, I have the gift to communicate with subtle levels of the cosmos. The knowledge from these for us invisible forms of energy I capture in my books, and it is now a great pleasure for me to share this knowledge, these conversations, with you as a supplement to the books. Please excuse me if the terms and articulations are not perfect. Our mother tongue is German, but we try to translate it to the best of our abilities. Thank you. Dear King Salomon, today I would like to ask you questions about luck. I can't help noticing that luck seems to be a necessary spice in order to facilitate living your life in a certain way, especially with regard to your wishes and hopes. But you cannot really order luck, can you? And you cannot really wish for it. So since I'm rather in the dark about this subject, I would like to know your take on luck as an ingredient, an element, as a resource. Generally, what do you perceive and what would you like to share about this, please?
Sylvia, you are beginning to understand human nature. Happy people, especially, would give you completely different answers than unhappy people. It is exclusively a question of perception, whether a person feels lucky or not.
Yes, but I do not wish to talk about being happy. I would like to talk about luck, the factor of luck. Happiness is our encounters, happiness in our encounters, happiness in a particular type of creativity, when you have ideas that other people like. So please leave this aside. I do not want to know how people experience being happy. That is a different subject. Please let us talk about luck.
Both are connected. But we will, of course, talk about that information separately, if you wish. So, luck is the combination of different earthly as well as energetic cosmic elements into a supportive component. If you have during long periods in your life not experienced any luck at all, you will also encounter the problem of not being able to feel happiness. Do you understand?
Yes, of course. I know that everything works hand in hand, but I want to understand why some people never experience any luck, or at least not for a very long space of time.
From my perception, I can describe this as follows. When the soul goes through the different processes of cleansing or contamination, there will also always be a period of intense reflection on everything that was created up to this point. If you find yourself in this state, you will feel alone and without love. But in truth, this will be an important time of cleansing for you more than other states of being. So, the particular quality of a soul, the resonances of previous actions, its thoughts, the emotional experience of the body that they inhabit, their way of speaking, their way of approaching or of not approaching people, or of approaching them in the wrong attitude, in the wrong expectation. There are so many things that create a certain cocktail, as you would say, that causes a soul to feel isolated. But in reality, all that happens is that the collected impact of your previous actions creates a certain state of energy.
So you mean that it is the result of many things that you have done in life, that you have reached a state in your life in which perhaps there are no supportive components?
Yes, absolutely.
But some people have been in this state of being for many, many years, and you think, for goodness sakes, when will this finally be over? When will this person be lucky again?
This may be, But the transformation has to happen from the inside, Sylvia, not from the outside.
But I know, for instance, many artists, for example, who haven't got a lot of talent, but who have been very lucky to meet the right people on their path.
Everything that they experience is also a resonance of their previous actions. As with everybody else, as with those who did not have such luck, but had more talent.
Okay. And the same holds true, for instance, for business startups, right? What about the company? Is the company bound to the resonances of the one person who provided the idea, or the owner, or I'm sure all of the team energy, right?
An important question. I thank you for that. The impulse giver, hence, in the best case scenario, the owner, provides the impulses. But if he surrounds himself with supportive people, many blockages that this person may carry inside of him may be overcome with the help of the other's luck.
But then this person will never arrive at this point of reflection, as you would say, at the point of intense contemplation.
Well, yes and no.
What do you mean by that? So it is only a type of deferral?
Yes.
Okay, so you would say that a person's luck is the result of all his actions.
Yes, as I said that before, luck is the result of all the impulses that you have previously sent into the cosmos. If you have walked your path lovingly, the resonances will be lighter and they will take movable obstacles away. But if you are in a state of grief, frustration, or especially hate or rage, the resonances will be less able to easily remove blockages. Everything is always the result of the interplay of many, many, many components, like an ocean made of countless tiny energy forms.
That means that every person who feels that he has no luck in life should begin to reflect a little more on what he has done and change that, right? What do you advise people who think that they have never experienced such luck or indeed any happiness at all?
See, you are beginning to connect happiness with this.
Yes, I know, but please let us stay with this subject. You know what I mean.
Yes, of course. So you can please communicate to these people that the impulses they send out into life in general, every single one of them, are connected as on a string of pearls, and that the more loving, energetic and peaceful these impulses are, the easier they will allow you to take the next steps.
So this means that in a single second you can decide that you would like to approach people with more love, devotion, more mindfulness and peace, respect and responsibility, for instance, than before. And then already the first resonances begin to change. What do we do with the people that no longer have enough energy to do that?
Oh, good question, Sylvia. Keep reminding them that meditation, inner calm, quiet, rest, and cosmic chi exercises like the cosmic cross are very helpful on this path.
Okay, that means that you can generally say that the person who maybe has got no talent at all, but who has been richly supplied with things that we humans find good and important, that he did many things right in his previous life, right?
Right, absolutely right. Apropos, you are right. When I talk about resonances of previous actions, naturally, I do not mean only the ones in this life, but in all of your previous incarnations.
Yes, I understand. That means that luck is really only a kind of mirror that will give you just a snapshot of all the collected impulses that you have given, and is maybe a little judgmental in the process along the lines of, if you were good, You will be lucky. If you were not, you will not be.
Yes and no. If you continue to think along these lines, you will only confuse the people. Luck may be based on merit, but it is also always a resonance of your inner attitude. So if you change everything that brought you to this current point, everything else will follow suit. Of course, patience is a very important component, and you need strength for that. Therefore, I urge you to become the conscious human that I have talked about many times. Luck is the cosmic resonance of your actions.
Wow. Luck is the cosmic resonance of your actions. That is very powerful and very unambiguous. Thank you. Thank you very much for this. I have one more question. There are people that have really good ideas and still do not get ahead in life because they just really had no luck at all and perhaps did not handle some problems very well. What can you advise those people who have perhaps set their impulses lovingly, but then are not lucky enough to meet the right people to support them?
Yes, very good question. The more they do this, the greater will be the chance that they will meet these people. And through that, and this is the most important point of all, their own inner attitude will change from a waiting stance into an active stance, and suddenly everything will begin to react to this change. Do you understand?
Yes, I understand. This means that up to now, they were really just more or less waiting, kind of. So a sort of attitude of not doing enough in order to really meet the right people. That through the change in their own attitude, I mean the decision to approach the world more actively and to meet people, the chance to meet other people then will also grow. And that again forms the person who meets these people. Everything works in conjunction with everything else.
Absolutely. This is exactly what happens. All these people then have the same chance to find the right team.
Interesting. So the feeling of not being lucky is also always a call to change the way you live your life in order to better reach your goals, right?
Right.
But I have also seen people who, despite all they're doing and all their industries, still haven't managed to reach their goal in the end. Maybe because they lack the necessarily luck in other departments. What may have been the reason for this?
When industrious people do not meet with the right results in the sense that you were just talking about, because they also always experience a result, namely of the accumulation of their experience, then this is still a time of reflection in which they should think about whether this is the right part for them. Industry may be a virtue, but it's not the key to happiness.
But isn't there such a thing as luck for the industries? Don't they say that the people who are working very hard will also be lucky?
Yes, this is true. If their heart energy is in tune with their actions, so that they can create luck.
This is actually very interesting. You say that we create luck? So this is not something that happens to us from outside?
Yes, this is the truth. You create it through the resonances of your actions.
This means that this person is still in that phase in which he has to reflect and still change some things. So just working, but somehow in the wrong area, is then not the right thing either.
Yes, maybe the soul wants to experience something else. What is it then? The heart is the key. The heart is the key, Sylvia. Listen to your heart energy. There lies the power that moves you into the vastness of your results.
Yes. I'm still thinking. Does this have anything to do with the subject of merit? Or would this be a different chapter? It belongs together, right?
Right. But luck is also merit.
So we should be happy for those people that are lucky because they have earned it.
Yes, you could say it like that.
But this sounds a little like you will be punished by the cosmos when you have not been good.
Well, you are formulating it relatively abstractly again.
Well, there's a whole institution that works with such abstract images. Of course, I've been somewhat influenced by that.
You should stop that. Because the cosmos does not judge. You are responsible for your impulses. All of them. Everyone. Every day. Every moment. Always. So please, stop conveying the feeling that there is a higher authority that passes judgment on others. This is not the case. You are called upon to go along with the flow of your energy during your life, or neglect to do so, as the case may be. If you study the laws of energy as they are formulated here, you cannot go wrong. If you fail to study it now, you will continue to make a few mistakes. But this is not the end of the world, as you would say. The tools, the possibilities are always given. You have only to use them.
Okay, I understand. Thank you for saying this again. It's very helpful because it is really often very deeply anchored in the human brain that you tend to think, I made certain mistakes, then and now I'm being punished for them. But to say that at the end of the day, that you yourself have got the tools and can use them and can start to change your life this very day, now. Not many actually mention this. And this leads me to another question. What about the people who are maybe physically handicapped and are therefore not as free in taking the steps to change their lives?
That is a different issue. For if the tools are not as available as they usually are in healthy body, then this is a limit that you will have to accept. But still this person can develop new insights via his soul, by speaking through the soul. I mean, as long as the tools of speaking, singing, making music, painting, or any other tools are still at this disposition, at his disposition. I mean physical tools like hands, voice, eyes. Then there will still be enough of a chance via those tools to set the impulses that will present you with luck in the future.
I understand. Let's take, for instance, a soul that was born in a war zone. Or to put it differently, was born in a place in which war broke out subsequently. And there are really no perspectives for this person. Apart from the fact that this person may be physically healthy and therefore in possession of the physical tools. How will it go with the soul who maybe don't even have the financial means to seek their luck?
All people have a soul that propels them. When they listen to the impulses of their soul, they will be propelled away from this place to a place where they find more tools in order to realize their hopes and dreams. It is possible to walk this path. It's not always the financial aspect that will cause your luck, or not, as the case may be.
Yes, I know. But do really all people at every moment, at every second, have the same chance, the same cosmic potential to create luck?
But yes, of course.
And if someone is in prison?
Sylvia,
Yes, 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 yes.
then this will create a few blockades, as you can imagine. Then, this person, more than anyone else in this institution, may act in a positive way, and through this will be able to create the chance to leave this place.
Please don't be angry with me.
I'm not.
I'm really,
Really
only
not.
I'm really only trying to ask all the questions to make it as understandable as possible for every listener about what exactly the ingredients are that allow you to lead a happy life. And now we are back to your initial approach, right?
Yes. Because luck creates happiness. If you wish to understand the components of feeling lucky, happiness, you should look at your inner perception. Happiness depends most of all on your inner attitude. If you only take a dim view of life, then you will of course feel less lucky. Although perhaps you are actually lucky and do not realize it.
Mm-hmm.
The key, of course, as always, is soul perception.
Yeah.
Therefore, please, dear people, allow me to say once more that the purification of your soul is very, very important, not only in order to create a luck, but also in order to experience it. Because what good is it to you if you only ever see the dark clouds in the sky and never the light that breaks through them?
Yes.
Even the saddest of souls can always, at every moment, feel happiness. We already talked about this, that no soul can ever become so devoid of energy that it will no longer be able to create this energy.
Okay. Could you say that being happy also creates luck and vice versa?
If you communicate this formula, you will disseminate one of the greatest secrets of cosmic being, Sylvia.
Oi.
To feel lucky, dear people, is the source of happiness. If you feel lucky, you will, via these positive forces in your soul, create so many more positive components that you will also experience luck. This is truly a mystical interaction. For this demands complete trust in the working of the cosmos. If you will therefore trust and follow this trust, you will very soon feel lucky, feel happiness, and through this, your soul will create luck.
Wow, this is very easy and complex in once. A grumpy person, therefore, can only ever create less luck than a happy person. I understand, but I also know people who are very lucky in their life, and they still do not feel any of it. They are always grumpy and frustrated. But what is happening with those people?
That is a good question, Sylvia. People who experience the resonances of their previous actions from all lives as luck, lucky coincidences, lucky moments, ideas of luck, and so forth, but are unable to perceive this, run the risk of losing this energy.
What? Really?
Really.
But this is stupid.
This is not stupid, Sylvia. This is an important attribute of the cosmos. They contaminate this gift through their sleeping perception.
Well, but I'm sorry, this is stupid. That is really stupid. Or let's say that I don't know, but they have brought this upon themselves. Right?
Right.
I just love to rant about how you can be so stupid. There you have, well, I don't know, all sorts of wonderful things in your life. Maybe you have wonderful talents, are gifted, you are healthy, you have wealth, whatever, that other people may really long for. and then they kick them aside? This is just crazy.
All people are responsible for their own lives, Sylvia. It is only crazy when you know how long it may have taken them to create this state of being and how fast they can destroy it again.
Yes, but it's a shame.
It's a shame. But this is the way of the world, and many of them will only realize this in a new life, and then will begin again the creation of their own luck.
Player starts from zero. Okay, I understand, thank you. It has helped me a lot again to understand how all of this is working together. Have you got anything else that you would like to say on this subject now?
No.
A request, maybe?
No.
Well, then we are done for today, and I thank you very much. Love.
Thank you, Sylvia. Love.